Good morning, students. I hope you all are doing well. Today we'll be studying chapter number 11, that is the giant gorilla. As we all know, gorillas are basically these are the species that belong to apes, the monkeys. And over here, giant means huge. What do you mean by giant? Giant means huge. Something in a very dangerous, a very terrible, a very huge creature. We will be studying about this gorilla. Okay. Martin Honeyest is the poet of this poem. Who wrote this poem? That is Martin Honeyest. And this poem is about a giant gorilla who comes to the poet house without being invited to have a tea. In this story, in this chapter, we will be studying that how this giant gorilla he entered into the poet house without inviting for a tea. So we will be reciting this poem. A giant gorilla come to the tea. Whoever asked him, it wasn't me. What he is saying that a giant gorilla he comes to tea. वो घर में क्या कर रहा है? चाय पीने के लिए आ गया है. Whoever asked him, जो भी उससे पूछता है, वो कहता है, it wasn't me. मैं तो नहीं था ये. He came in through the kitchen wall. It took 6 chairs to seat him all. He was too giant. He was too big that it take 6 chairs to get him settled on the chair to sit. He drank his tea straight from the pot. सीधा pot से ही उसने क्या कर लिया? चाय पी लिया है. And sandwiches he ate the lot. और sandwich खाए उसने बहुत ही सारे. Right? He poked the jellies to make them wobble. Poke the jellies means jelly को ऐसे किया to make the wobble. Wobble is again kind of a dish. Then swallowed them up with जस्ट वन गॉबल. एक ही बार में सब कुछ उसने मुंह में डाल के क्या कर लिया? खा लिया, क्योंकि ही वॉज वेरी मच जायंट. ही हैज बिग माउथ, बिग ईयर्स, एवरीथिंग. All that remained on the plate was the cake, and there was nothing else for him to take except the cake. He and all that remained on the plate was the cake. और वो सिर्फ और सिर्फ जो बचा है वो क्या बचा है? सिर्फ केक. And there was nothing else for him to take. और उसके अलावा कुछ नहीं बचा है. उसको कुछ नहीं चाहिए. When he had eaten that, I showed him the door and hoped that he would go now. There was no more. और वो एक बारी में घर से बाहर जाए और फिर वापस से कभी ना आए. और जो भी उसने ये सब खाने के बाद उसको क्या किया? उसको दिखा दिया बाहर का रास्ता. Instead he ate the door as well. और वो क्या कर रहा है? डोर भी खा गया है. This giant gorilla. See, he is eating this cake, pudding kind of, except for the knocker and the bell. सिर्फ वो that knocker and the bell उसको, उसके अलावा he ate the door as well. As well means ये भी, ठीक है, उसके साथ साथ. After that he at last he decided to go. Who invited him? I like to know. और उसके बाद he decided to go, and at last she also wants to know कि किसने बुलाया इसे हमारे घर पे. This was written by this poem was written by Honeysett, and this is again you can see a short story about a giant gorilla who entered the poet house without permission, and he ate everything, the door and jellies, and we can say the kitchen wall ke through he came inside, and he had tea, he had just make wobble through with the help of jellies, and he ate the knock, door, bell, all things he just ate. And he was a giant gorilla, very big gorillas. And this is again you can see that this giant gorillas are basically the species of apes, that is monkeys kind of. See, so you just recite this poem. This poem is actually about a fun, about a giant gorilla. We all have been aware of this big creature, and I hope you enjoyed the poem. And please keep studying, stay hydrated, stay healthy, and obey your parents. Thank you.